storm hits BIA tender process. Sri Lanka moves to regulate informal finance with e-money push. New VAT amendments major shake-up for digital services and importers. Sri Lanka shines at Expo 2025, Osaka with sustainable marine focus. Gold prices have surged to historic heights both globally and right here in Sri Lanka. Welcome to Biz Digest. Stay up and economy. Inland Revenue Department has announced sweeping changes to Sri Lanka's value-added tax framework. Engines and spare parts has been revoked, effective immediately from April 11. For over 5 years. Today we have the privilege of talking with a distinguished entrepreneur and a leader in the manufacturing and the retail sector in Sri Lanka, Mr. PGD Nimalasiri. As the chairman and the managing director of PG Martins Industries Private Limited, join us as we discuss his journey, challenges and opportunities in the market and what's in store for PG Martins. Welcome to Leaders Chair. Since we were having a little discussion earlier before we just got started, I was very intrigued to know as to how this business started. I got to know been since the 1940s. Am I right?
Quite correct.
Yeah?
That is just brief about how the PG Martin company was initially founded. My father, he came from Mathura to Colombo, started just as a payment vendor, and then subsequently in 1948 he established PG Martin, the very first entity, and then ever since he was mainly into dealing with footwear.
I see.
And then he established a few showrooms in Colombo, and then he represented Ceylon Leather Products Limited, then it was called DI, as a sole agent, and he handled the distribution network. So we were all very young at that time, and then he had quite a big desire to get into manufacturing, but then with him, my mother supported him very well because some of the shops were looked after by her, and then we saw how hard he was working and the tough journey he came through from 1940s. And then I wanted to really fulfill his dream of getting into manufacturing. So when I gave that message to my father, what he told me was to go to England and do a footwear and leather products manufacturing technology diploma for 2 years in one of the well-known college in London. And then I completed that. Now, I didn't want to waste any time, straight after completing my diploma, I wanted to come back, and then I came back. And again, my father, he didn't want me to start big, so he gave me some limited money. So with that, I had to start. But again, at that time, we were not demanding kids like nowadays. So we always wanted to take whatever challenges given by our parents, and then at that time, way back in 1985, he gave me only 100,000 rupees. So I had to find out with the knowledge I gained, and then when I was in London, I visited few trade fairs and all that, and gathered some information on machinery and all that. So I had to decide with that money what are the most important and essential machines me to start some sort of production, and then I went back again to Netherlands and got some machinery, and then I started my manufacturing late 85.
Okay.
And with only few people.
Okay.
And then he just provided me some space in one of our showrooms backyard. And I was so lucky that after starting manufacturing and carrying on the manufacturing for 6 to 7 months, I had the privilege of working on export order. It was a small one, but that initial kickoff was taken there.
Yeah.
So I did my first export order in 1986, and then subsequently my exports grew very well, and I had a buyer from Sweden, and then I had another buyer from Norway. In those countries, some of the leather products were quite popular, and then also they were assisting some third world countries, industries. There were quite a few donor organizations, they had officers here and all that. And that is how I ventured into my manufacturing initially.
Right. Like in any industry, Mr. Nimalasiri, like one of the main issues that every employer would face is finding the right skilled workers or the workforce for your startup of the company, or maybe to grow your company. How did you tackle this situation?
Well, very good question what you asked. And when I first started, and I had to have few skilled people, and with those skilled people, I advertised for unskilled labor as well.
Okay.
And we were so fortunate at that time. There were a lot of young the boys who are coming just out of school, looking for getting into the production line.
This is when you just took over, is it? 80s,
yeah.
Yes.
So, and also I noticed that most of the young school leavers who joined my industry, within 6 to 7 months, they get skilled in all aspects, all operations. Basically, they are quite concerned with turning out a product by themselves, from beginning to the finished product.
Right.
So, very unfortunately, it is not so now. It has completely changed. But having that facility at that time, and then that resources was freely, available, because we just put a small ad, every Monday.
The next week,
yes.
Yes.
Throughout the week, you get about 20-25 people coming for
Yes.
looking for jobs, But that has totally changed.
It's not the case right now. So how did you get about tackling this?
Well, now, when this became very serious, and then, when I was doing well with my exports, and I was so happy to see that my father was living at that time when we won presidential exports awards in 1992 and 93.
I see.
And at that time, I got married in 1991, and my wife also joined the business.
That was actually a question that I wanted to ask you regarding your wife's involvement. So there you go.
So it was a big asset, and then she was young as well, and then it was very interesting for her also. And then at that time, the government was supporting industries in big way, like we were taken to so many different trade fairs all over the world. So we had those privileges at that time, and then both of us used to take part in different trade fairs, and then we used to meet the buyers and then make contacts, and then continue our business. But then subsequently, this labor availability has gone down to a very serious level, and then at one point I thought, now we have established a good industry.
Yes.
And you can't, and also apart from that, my father's legacy, I had to continue that. So all those pressures were there.
Yeah.
And then I thought way out how to tackle this labor issue. It's an issue not only for our industry, for every industry. It's one of the biggest issues right now.
Correct.
And way back in 2012, I thought, there are so many people idling in the prison. So I wrote to the minister concerned at that time. Then the honorable minister gave me an appointment, and then I went and met them, and then they introduced one of the SPs who was in charge of the prison industries. And then he took me to the Valley prison.
I see.
And then took me around to show the facilities, what they have and all that. But to be frank, that particular day I was totally out because that was the first day I have been to a prison. And then seeing prisoners inside, it was, but again, came back and then working on that with my proposal and all that. Then, certain incidents happened at the prison.
Okay.
So that pushed me a little back. But again, subsequently, way back in 2016, I started working on that. And then I was happy that 2017, I managed to establish a production unit at Valley prison. Initially, I employed 25 inmates.
Okay.
And so now I have brought it up to about 37. And it can be easily increased, but then there are little limitations on some issues we have to resolve before we do that. And currently I am trying to work those with the Honorable Minister who's concerned, as well as the department officers.
Right.
And I'm so happy because that is more than the monetary gain what I gained from that project. Is the mental satisfaction when because those prisoners, they are totally,
Cut out from the entire world,
they
society.
Didn't know anything about the industry.
Yes.
But now working for me for last 7 years, they have become very skilled people, and then they earn money, and then some people they save that in their account, and some people send that money to their house. So although they are inside the prison, some other they have some income going to the families, and then it's a sizable income they get it, and at the same time when they come out also there are few inmates who completed their jail term.
Do they approach you to?
They have joined
Right.
my business, the industry, and I was very happy to offer them, and then they are doing very well. They are doing very well because something which I couldn't find outside, now I can sort of get skilled labor coming direct from so most of the prisoners, who are completing their terms, I have sent the open invitation them to join. So
I think it's like a win-win situation for them and for you as well, because it's probably lives changing for these inmates.
And also they are involved in some work, and then sort of their mental satisfaction is there, and then the very important aspect of being a prisoner is to rehabilitate.
Definitely.
So they are very well rehabilitated, and when they are going out, they have learned some skill, and they are ready to either start something on their own or join a company, either me or anywhere. They have that skill. So otherwise, I personally feel there are a lot of skilled people. The talent you can turn into different skills within prisons, and I brought this to the notice of quite a few ministers who were in charge of this prison department. But again, having said that, to see a success of prison project, somebody has to have a keen interest and get involved, which I have done it. And so as my son who has joined the business is also, so that has helped us to maintain good quality, and the mental levels we want them to maintain to achieve the quality standards what we want. So I'm very happy about it.
Well, I hope that everything works out. Let's be positive, hopeful thinking, and positive thinking takes things further along the way. So that's it for today. We had a very insightful discussion with a pioneer in the Sri Lanka's manufacturing and retail sector, Mr. Nimala Siri. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Shani. Thank you so much.
The Sri Lanka Pavilion positions the country as a vibrant, sustainable hub for global collaboration, from ICT to tourism, trade and beyond. As of today, the global price of gold has reached an all-time record of $3,345 per ounce. This sharp rise follows recent tariff announcements by the US President Donald Trump amid a declining dollar and growing investor demand for gold as a safe haven asset, fueled further by ongoing trade tensions between the US and China. These global conditions have pushed gold to its highest ever levels. The market is reaching to uncertainty and shifting to gold as a stable investment. Back home, Sri Lanka is also feeling the impact according to Gold Ceylon News. A pound of 22-carat gold at C Street in Colombo has hit a record of 240 upward. This is Lakshanya Baisingha and you are watching Biz Digest. Tune in for more updates next week.